Hey guys, it's MikeGoG with another Godforge video. We have been getting after it all weekend. We have made so much progress on the account. We finally beat it and I went basically into farm mode. So that's why I haven't made a bunch of videos since, although all the videos got edited and launched basically at the same time. I was able to beat it Friday night, or actually I think it was early Saturday morning around 2 a.m. But I didn't get a chance to edit those videos until yesterday, or Monday, depending on when this launches. I don't even know. I'm trying to get them all out at the same time before the end of the alpha. But basically from Saturday, like all day Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I have been farming all the energy that has come into the game. I'm pretty much bone dry at this point, just trying to get characters on the account. That being said, we have gotten so many legendaries on the account. I think at this point I have everybody except for Loki, which if you have to be missing a legendary, that's probably the one to be missing. I am still farming for characters because I'm trying to get a second copy of Sphinx so I can get the immortal placement on stage 92 to get the second star. But I have been really putting some effort into getting my account as decked out as I can. So if we get in here to rarity, we can see here we got our lineup pretty dialed in with a lot of extra awakenings. We've actually maxed out Hell, we've maxed out Shamash, we've maxed out Pangu. That being said, we've got a couple copies here and there. We got one copy of Sphinx, haven't had a chance to really work on her yet. I went through every epic character and got them all awakened to level 5. These are all chickens down here. And then on the rares, I did the same thing. I think I missed except for her. She is Maria Morevna. She's the only one I have that is not actually at awakened level 5, and then I've actually even started going into the commons and uncommons and started getting them dialed in as well. So just trying to get some stuff on the account to play with, but I am going through and trying to 2-star the entire set. It has proven to be very challenging. Currently, I have everything dialed in up to stage, I forget how far I am, but stage 92 is a tough one because we need to put Immortal on our allies. Now, the struggle with that is, as far as I know, Immortal is going to be on Hercules, but you need to go through his ultimate ability 12 times to place it. I don't know if that's 12 times per wave or if it's across the entire battle. But my Hercules, even when I take all the gear off of him, he kills everybody before he can do it 12 times. The second person is the Sphinx, but you need to have 1 level of awakening to get that immortal. And then the third person is Isis, and you have to have 5 levels of awakening to get immortal from her. So that's what I'm waiting on for 92. As we scroll down here, I'm trying to think if there's another one. I think I was clear all the way up to 131. Let's take a peek here. Yeah, I think I was at, 131. On this one, we've got to use only Virage heroes, and basically Dracula. I had a team going together, and I'm trying to get them decked out, but they're not survivable enough, so I need to keep working on that. So we got 31 to do, or 131 to do. We got 138 to do. On this one here, we've got to defeat the stage with only unique factions and no epic or legendary heroes. So I could probably put something together there that would work with all the rares that I have going on. And then we're good all the way to 142, and this is when they actually the waves really started getting challenging anyway, and now they're limiting who I can use. So here we're at Tian heroes or Azumo heroes. Not really a lot in the game, so Pangu is going to be my workhorse here. I think I have to use either Tian or Azumo, not both. So I can't use the best of both. I think you have to stick to one. So I'm trying to get that done with the Tian heroes, I think is my best bet. On 143, we've got defeat the stage with only 2 Chaos heroes. I don't know that I've actually even tried that yet, so that might be something that we give a go. But these stages are pretty rough, so to defeat it with 2 heroes is going to be pretty rough. Defeat the stage with only Eternal heroes with 4 living allies. That's actually going to be pretty easy. I can't believe I haven't got that one yet. We should have that dialed in, no problem. And then let's see here on 145, only epic brawlers. That one shouldn't be too bad. Just got to move some gear around and get people dialed in. So I'm plugging away 146. I'm going to go through all these guys. Defeat the stage while placing bleed, burn, and acid on enemies. So that should be a pretty easy clear there as well. Just have to use specific champions, but it shouldn't be a huge problem. And then we've got on 148, we need to defeat the stage with only 2 rare heroes. So that probably is going to be pretty challenging because these waves are pretty difficult at this point. And then defeat the stage without placing any buffs on allies and or no defense down on enemies. This one here I've tried. I've gotten, I'll say, kind of close. It is really tough to find champions that don't place buffs on themselves. You know, like even Zeus throws the sharpen on himself before he uses his A1, and you can't place any buffs on the A1 because you're going to have to use your A1 at some point in time. And then if you do happen to have an A2 that places buffs, you can just not use it, or an ultimate. But this is a very difficult level anyway, as you saw in the previous videos. That last wave is super tanky with the 2 Isises, the Sphinx, as well as Quetz in there. And so it's going to be a huge challenge to get through that guy there. And then on 150, I forget what they needed on this. Defeat the stage without receiving blaze debuffs and with 5 living allies. So I think you'd have to reflect, because I believe he places Blaze all the time, or you'd either have to kill him fast enough he doesn't get to, maybe his ultimate is the only one that places Blaze, I gotta look at that, or you have to deflect or reflect all of those back on him, and there's a couple champions that do that, I believe, but I don't know if that would actually, you know, satisfy this, because you're technically getting the blaze put on you and then you're reflecting it back. So I don't know, but that's what I'm focused on right now. As far as the main boss here, I have not tried it since that first night. My goal is to get as many stars as I can, then I can build a specific team and put all my gear on that team and get everybody dialed in. But first I got to get through these guys here. If we jump over into the challenge mode, we got me sitting here on finish 67th, and I kind of marked my spot right there. The beauty of that is once I finish, it kind of locks me in that spot, because anybody that finishes after me will fall in below. At this time, it looks like all 100 people have beaten it. So I was super excited to do it quick enough to get my name in lights right there on the leaderboard. But it's funny, once I pulled Zeus, 2 hours later I beat it. And it's like, man, what a difference a single champion can make. As far as the other, we got the challenge level. This is how many stars you got here. So a couple people sitting right at 299. I'd be curious to know which ones they're struggling with. My guess is it's 149. That sounds like that's going to be a really tough one. Sue's over here at 298. Go get him, Sue. And I'm down here 14th place at 288. So I got a few more stars to get into that leaderboard, but I think I'm probably going to be up there, but I would like to finish it if I can. On the final boss damage, I haven't done anything since the 2.6 million, so I am clear off the leaderboard at 23 million just to get on there. But I hope to, now that I have my champions, I should be able to get up there, I think. That being said, I do need to get awakenings on a lot of those legendary champions, and I need to figure out what my team is going to be in order to do the most damage possible. So that might be a little bit of homework on that end as well. I did a lot of farming on stage 130 and 140, and once I started farming at that level, I started getting a lot more legendaries a lot quicker. So I think the drop rates do increase as you move up. Man, there's a long load screen going on right here. But I do think that it's a benefit to farm at those higher levels. You're going to get better drops as far as legendaries. At least that's my experience. I don't know that to be true, but I've got very few legendaries when I was farming on stage 80 the first 2 days. And once I got up into stage 130, I got the scrolls as well as 140. I started getting legendaries left and right. The other thing that I did do was I went through all the champions and got their abilities maxed out. So farming at 130, got all of my books, scrolls, and everything. So every champion I have is completely maxed out as far as that goes, which is super helpful as far as just doing more damage, getting through their turn cycles quicker and their cooldowns and all that good stuff. So that has been a benefit in that space. But I am trying to farm up as many pieces of food as possible, just so I could start 6-starring some characters that I need to get some of these 2-stars. So like Green Knight, for example, there was a level that required you beat it with a single epic, and I went ahead and put Green Knight in there with healing gear. I think I took it all off him now, but yeah, he healed himself with, let's see here, we had this guy here. I had 4 of these guys, so he heals all allies at 25%, so it's healing himself when he does his basic attack. And then I coupled that with this guy here where he heals 15% damage inflicted, and that was enough to keep him alive. Once he puts that counter strike on himself, he's constantly hitting back with his basic, so every time he takes on damage, he's inflicting damage and healing himself up. So he was a great champion to get through that. It was not a fast battle by any stretch of the imagination, but he did get it done, so I was pretty excited about that. But we still have a few days left on the Alpha Wave 3 here, so I hope to get to, I'm hoping 300 stars, but everybody's struggling to get that last one. I'm like, I don't know. I'd be happy with like 298, 299, but I'd really like to get 300. So I'm going to keep on keeping on, and I'll keep you posted as things progress. But I have been having so much fun with this Alpha Wave 3. The only thing that I wish is I just had more energy, because I constantly am farming, and like, you know, it might take me a long time to get a copy of Sphinx or something like that, where it's like trying to get some of these other things done is going to be a struggle. So it'd be nice if I could farm overnight every night, but I just get my 2,000 daily as a gift from Simon or whoever over there at Fateless, which is pretty exciting. I always get excited when it comes in, and I get my auto farms going. I go on about my day. When I come back, I just hope I have some legendaries. But I did get Himdall on the account, got him. I think he's awakened to level 3. So, you know, it really made some huge progress, and that's going to be a fantastic champion. Probably going to make my Fafnir team. I'm not sure. I think he would, just because he puts up counter strikes, so you can do a little more damage. Plus, he's the shielding and everything else going on. So I think that would be a definite way to go. I think I need to actually turn my game off and bring it back on, because we got some really long load screens going on. There he is with his level 3 awakening. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me all the way to the end of the video. This is gonna be a short one after all the other ones. Just wanted to give you an update on how things are going and what the account's looking like. But we are pressing on, and we're making some magic happen. So I hope to be on all those leaderboards by the end of it. But, you know, if I don't make it, I at least got on one, and I know I made it in 67th spot. So I'm pretty pleased with that. But I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.